So welcome to Sorare Wakey Academy. Now, it's been quite a while since I've been on here. A few things have been going on, so I couldn't get on to do the videos. But we're back on. We are going to relaunch the channel come the new season, and with a few graphics going on here and there, and maybe a few video highlights of players that I'm looking at as well. In the meantime, I thought I'd carry on with this until I get the microphone and the camera sorted out properly, and we'll just carry on with this for a while. So those that don't know me, have a look on Twitter. You can see my name's up here, and I'm also on Discord. Not on there a lot, but you can get hold of me on there. I want to have a look at the squads that I've got, because we've changed the team completely since the last time I made a video, so I'm updating again on this. And I have decided to go second division, quite hard in second division players at the moment. So it's Saturday evening when I'm doing this, and I have got a game going on at the moment that I want to look at. I'll just quickly go through my teams and then we'll show you the squad and then the players that we're looking at for next season. So here's my first squad then that's come up, and we're going with the All-Star Limited. I chucked them in there. I've got Kolka, who's done 63, and I've got Hiragota, who's on 89, so played well. Whether Suslov or Hyuk or a Racial player, I don't know. Jin Hyuk was a reward from, or a giveaway I should say, from Free Tip Scouts, so I've chucked him in there just to see how they get on, just to make up the numbers basically. But they're going quite well at the moment. We also have a look at my Cap 240 team. Now again, I've got another Kolka here, really good goalkeeper rating, so why not get two rather than trying to find another one that's just as good. They're going okay. Samari just played, I didn't even realise he was playing at the moment, I forgot he was playing. He's hit 72 as well. So they're not doing bad, they are on target to hit that Cap 240 as long as these two play. Maric should play for definite, I'm not too sure about Milicevic. But hopefully we can get it with Maric as well. He needs about 40, doesn't he, to actually get that. Have a look at my rares. Now last time I didn't have a rare team, and again I've gone second division rares. I will go into the capped division eventually, but the players were too highly scoring to go into the cap, so I've gone into a second division Europe rare. And Pakarada's playing right now, but they get plenty of Darmstadt, so I've got the game up here. Plenty of Darmstadt, I need him to get a good score to really be on for a decent score here. I think I'm about 23rd or 30th or something at the moment, with Pakarada and Horvath to play, but there's so many games left to play. Pakarada now 41.3 after 32 minutes. Tobias Kemp's playing. I just noticed Kemp's actually playing today. Got him really cheap. We got a rare of him, quite cheap. I know last season was fantastic, and the start of this season was good, and he's going to be good again next season. But of course, they might be moving up a league, or they are definitely moving up out of Darmstadt. So they are my teams, and we'll just have a quick look at the. Where should we go? We'll have a look at how they're doing, because I've just noticed he's doing really well there. I'll just refresh this for a second, and then we'll get to see how so I'm tier 3 at the moment. The All-Star one's doing okay. Forget the common cards, I don't really deal with them. Now, so we're on 204 points in here with 2 players to go, so we should hit that 250, which will get us like, was it $5, £4, whatever it might be. And then we'll also have a look at the rares. Now, I'm in 30th position, so I need a Pakarada to really get a decent score here. Muslija, if you don't know him, you need to go and have a look at this guy. Brilliant, and he plays alongside Ron Schallenberg, who's a bit deeper today. He played a lot deeper. Schallenberg's all over the place. Reminds me of Taj Severnier. I don't know if you're aware of him. He played for Montpellier. Really hustling, bustling, aggressive type of player. Hiragota just scores a lot of goals. Plays really well, scores all the time. Pakarada, I know he's going to be moving on, I believe. But a decent card for now for the last 3 or 4 games of the season. Horvath, I need to rethink about him because he's a big amount of cards. So I think it's like, now when I look at it, I exchange him and it's about 240 quid I paid now. He's worth about 350, 400. It might have even gone up now with his play or sell thing. But looking at the cards that I bought, as you'll see, I've gone in really heavy on the second division, especially for next season. So I've been scouting. We will go into this watch list up here, which is relegation threatened players, of some of the players that I do like, and then we'll look at who we have bought. So we'll start in with the goalkeepers. So let's look at the goalkeepers. Now I picked about 4 here who I like, and Mamardashvili, decent keeper. I mean, some of them might not go down. These are just players that I'm looking that could be threatened to go down. Mamardashvili was okay last season, but And he's only on a 40 at the moment. I don't think the Reds should go down, but there's every chance they could do. And he's a young keeper, some decent scores as well. He could be great in the next division down. I think he'll get snapped up. But we've also got Sorry, and Edgar Badilla. Now, Edgar Badilla is at Elche, isn't he? I like this lad. He's a really good player. Watched him for a long time because I had his common card. And, when you look at this, he's like 10.99, and his scores are okay. He's hitting the 65 and 78 now. He didn't play in the last game. I haven't figured out why yet. Might have just been resting him, but I don't know why you're going to rest him when you're going down. Maybe they're selling him and they've got a clause out. They need to not play him anymore. But that's Badilla. And then I've also looked at Jordi Massieu, who scores not the best, but £9 to £10 for this player. He does get some good scores, 70s there and then 80s. Been out of the team for a while and he's come back in, but yeah, he's not great. I mean, you're not going to get a great choice down here. So look at Sorare. Looking at his scores as well. He's scoring really well, isn't he? How much is he? £23 for a guy that's hitting 60s minimum in the last 7 games. Did get 17 down there, which wasn't great, was it? Lost 3-1 at Mallorca. But that's not a bad player, is it, for 25 quid? I might actually go for him. Now then, looking at defenders, let's have a look. We've got quite a few here. Now, Borna Sosa, I can't see him staying. He might have even already been moved or transferred, but what a player he was in the World Cup. Left back, for just £10. Look at his scores. And I won't go through every single player like this, but £10 for a left back, and that's what he's doing in the top league. So in the bottom league, I think he'll be okay. Plays for Stuttgart. Would Stuttgart go down? I'm not sure. Let's just have a look at the Bundesliga for a second, because I wanted to look through all the teams that could go down. I'll make it a long video, of course, but looking down here, at the bottom, Hertha Berlin, Bochum and Stuttgart. This is after today's results, I think, is it? Not 100% sure if they've included today's results, but Bochum lost a game, I think it was at Stuttgart, was it? But, Hertha are down, aren't they? It's between Bochum, Stuttgart, Hoffenheim, Schalke, and even Augsburg to an extent. I think Bremen might be safe. But a lot of good teams down there, good players as well. So I'm just looking down the odd player here. That you can see, the ones that I've listed here are possible people I might buy. So I'll show you a few of them. In Jared Bramthwaite, he's been over at, is it PSV? Yeah, PSV he's been at. He's only £7.40. I've actually got one now, managed to buy one. And his scores should be pretty good out there. But if he goes back to Everton, he'll be relegated, or possibly relegated. So this could be playing in the Championship. I don't think he will. He might move to a better team. He might even sign for PSV again, which means price-wise, he should be okay again. And if he goes down, it'd be a great player to keep. If he moves on somewhere, great player to maybe sell. I've got a few Everton players on this. Tarkowski, who I'm trying to get at the moment, and also Connor Cody. Has he been injured, Cody? He's been injured, but Connor Cody is an England squad player. 62 pence, £1.66. Now, he's not always going to be on the bench, is he? He could move on somewhere else. I mean, if you look at his all-time scores, then he can hit 60s and 70s. Just a nice, averaging type of player. But in the Championship, if they do go down and he stays, he will be a great player, I think. Gea, also like Gea as well. And this Diakabi, I've not really looked at him too much, but I'm also looking at. So here's all the valuations for the limited prices. So the valuation and then the floor price, you see it's inflated quite a bit at the moment, and especially if you're going to the rares and the supers. However, when you look at Tarkowski, 268 is his price, but the volume at £504 is his floor price because of this buy or sell that's going on at the moment, so it's putting the prices up. Connor Cody, 161 floor price for a super rare. I mean, that's worth getting, surely. But that's my defenders anyway. Let's move on for a second then. Let's look at midfielders. As I say, I know it's going to be a long video, but I want to have a real good look at this. You can look at this list or pause it or do whatever you want to see who's on the list. And Maddison, we think, will definitely transfer out. Ward-Prowse will transfer out. I think Tielemans will go somewhere else. Not too sure about Almeida. Almeida's only like £8. He's in the Spanish division, isn't La Liga with Valencia, so Valencia could possibly go down. Let's have a look where they are. So Valencia at the moment, because I said we'd have a look at all these divisions, so let's go and have a look at this one. I'll see Valencia at the moment is 17, so they've just moved up a little bit there. That's interesting. They have moved up, but still 34 points, same as Getafe, so Getafe might be the one to pick instead, but Espanyol and Elche are already down, but Espanyol down there as well. There's some good teams here, What else have we got then? Looking at the play, Harvey Barnes, will Harvey Barnes stay at Leicester if they went down? I mean, Bournemouth was this guy, Baumgartner, I put on the list, but I don't think they'll go down anymore. They won again today, I think, so they're moving up slightly. Somerville's a good shout. He should stay. Young lad coming through at Leeds. Should stay. Kevin Stolger, decent players though. He gets some good scores. Is he still under 23? He's now. No, he's 29. It's someone else I'm thinking of. But Stolger, £2.40, £3 then. Got some good scores over the time. Not so much now, but because obviously they've been going down and down. But has had good scores in the past. So maybe one to just look at for hitting that 50 or 60 to get your base score. But that's Stolger. I've also had a look at Mascarell, and I picked a Mascarell up, to be honest, because when I looked at them, they were doing really well. Playing for Elche, so they're already down. He is injured, but look at his 59 for his last 5 and 60 for his last 15. So you're not going to play him in cap level. However, looking at his scores, you could put him in another team, in your limited team. Look at his scores. He's got a 30 down there, but that's one of his lowest. 28 at the very start. But 94s and 84s, what his all-time scores are. You can see there, it's at 94, 84. He's doing quite well, isn't he? On form, but then dropped for the last 2 games. Look at a couple of forwards to look at, and Dwight McNeil at Everton could be brilliant in the Championship again. Enes Unal, Calvert-Lewin's got to be sold, hasn't he? I can't see him staying again at Everton being relegated. Johnson, Samuel Lino, great player, Lino, whatever you want to call him. Decent player there. There are some really good players. Jamie Vardy. If you imagine Jamie Vardy in the Championship with Leicester, and nothing saying they won't go down. They're not good. They're not too good to go down because they've been crap all year. But if you look at Vardy when he was on form, and I know he's getting older now. I know he's been on the bench a lot, but when he's playing well, he's hitting the 70s and 80s. It's worth it for £5. He's just come back in and look at the scores he's been getting now. Boom, boom, 3 decent ones in a row. So Vardy, good pick up, I think. Also the likes of Kramaric is on the list, but again they did really well today, so I don't think he'll be going down. Orsic at Southampton could be a real big one to get, if he can pull his finger out. And Sinisterra, if he's not injured, could be a good player in that league if Leeds go down. Onuachu, if you're the Southampton fan, have said that he won't be starting, I don't think, in the Championship, but I think he either will or he'll get moved on. Patson Daka and the one, Ellis Sims, some great players. Neil Maupay, imagine him now in the Championship with Everton. I think he'd be alright. Rodrigo, Leeds United, the captain when he plays. Not been fancied the last few games, but before that he was brilliant. And no counts for Justin Clive with him. They're the type of players I've been looking at. So let's have a look at it's 1-0 St. Pauli, who scored. Drozgala against Darmstadt. And Darmstadt given up or something now. They've not been great over the last few games. But 1-0, Modern St. Pauli. Some great players at St. Pauli. I own quite a few of these, so that's pretty good. That's going well. Back onto I bought Kaufman because Kaufman's been brilliant. Rodrigo, as I said, Mascarell, Connor Cody, I think. They're just some good players that could go down here. Ellis Sims have got, Sinisterra, Maupay, Sonny Arcos I just picked up again. I had him a while back and moved him on. I had him as a rare, I think, and I moved him on at a profit, believe it or not, in this day and age. Philip Heiss, this guy's really good as well. A bit underrated, I think. 72 for his last score, but if you look at his overall scores in the past, he's a decent player, and I got him for, was it £1? £1 something? £1.38. Great player, I think, especially from the second division team then. And also for my caps. Jackson Irvine always pops up with some good scores then. Jukuleta Carr or Shaleta Carr, Chilliton, whatever you want to call him. If he stays at Southampton, another good one for when they play in the Championship, if they go down, which I think they will. Vinicius Souza, he's been talked about going to Wolverhampton Wanderers at the moment, so hit and miss with him whether he starts in second division or not. But then we've got the great players like Hiragota, always scores well. Marcus Kolka, again, was great today. There's my Tobias Kemp that I got, so I've got a rare. He's just scored again, not scored, sorry, he's just started, he's got 39.2. Kemp's record, people don't know who he is. Tobias Kemp, when you look at his all-time record, I was tracking him for a long time, and I just want to see his scores. Let's look at his historical scores then, because he does score really well. Look at these, 100s and 99s, 94s. Really good play. He was on all the free kicks. Can we actually look at that? Can we look at Darmstadt? Let's just see. Now I know they're going up. They are going up, so I'll look at the last 40 games and see if he's up there. Tobias Kemp, 56, he was on there. 13 for his all-round average. But it was before this, really, when he was playing really well. Decisive decision. Kemp there again. Obviously, his time has gone down a little bit now because he was injured. But top assists was Kemp over the 40 games. Penalty kicks, Kemp. Top free kick scorers was Kemp. Only 1 out of 17, though, so that doesn't bode well. But then free kick assists, 14%, 1 out of 7. And corner takers, so he does everything for this team. And as I said, they are going up, so what will they do? Will they sell him on, maybe, to a second division side? Or will he hold his own in the top league? Decent club, though, I think. Tobias Kemp. So, I also got Matteo Maric. I did have quite a big stack of these players, and from, I can't remember what they're called now. It was, who was it? It was Free Tip Scout was giving me a bit of advice on who to buy rare-wise, but I thought they were quite good, so I went and bought them unlimiteds as well. Him and Milicevic, Samari, Suslov, I know is going down with his name, Carnegie. I thought it was Groningen, but it's Carnegie, they say. Steph Peters, who's out of form at the moment, but really when he hits form, bang, he gets about 10 good games in a row. That's when he can sell him. Boris Lambert's decent. Kinsombi, just a young lad. These were just like young lads for 60p. And again, Free Tip Scout was saying about buying these players at 60p because they can't really go down in value that much. Or at least can't go down in ETH. They might go down in value as ETH drops. However, you should make a profit on these if you hold them for long enough. All under 23s there. Lucas Petkov started today. Harry Montero's been starting, and a young lad, so he could be worth quite a bit soon. And then I've got my other rares, and Clement is just a backup, and Philippe Clement. He was great last year. Not been so good this year, always out injured. And then I've got Hiragota. There's no win from Free Tip Scout. But we've also got Pacarada, Muslija. You need to go and have a look at him because he's fantastic, Muslija. Jesse Moulin was just one that I chucked in so I could get a team in. With a DNP goalkeeper. I tried to put a captain with a DNP keeper so I could maybe make it, but didn't do that well. And then we've got Ethan Horvath and Ron Schallenberg. Again, Schallenberg is a great player. And he's done quite well for me recently. And just while we're talking, I've just noticed on my rare team that Pacarada has just got an assist. So we are now, or they credited him with the assist from before, so let's just have a quick look at that. This could be going quite well. Pacarada 64.4 with that assist, which now puts him to 70 with the XP that I've got on him. So this is looking quite good now. And it's making me feel that Horvath is going to get like a DNP or a 2 or something. We're doing quite well there. We're in, 13th position at the moment, so that's pretty good. 17 points to a tier 1 rare. So we're on tier 2 at the moment, so 17 points to tier 1, and then we get some decent players there. Now, a trick that I did notice, it's worked a few times. When I look at the rewards table for this league that I'm in now, if there's a player there that I like, so I look at the top 10 players, and there's one in 6th place that I like, and I could get any of them 10, I put them on my not my watch list, but my favourites. And it seems like you get the person that you're after, so you're not just getting the same, say I already have me from Horvath, and he's up there as one of the tier 1s, tier 2s, whatever it might be. And I win a card there, and I get Ethan Horvath again, what's the point? But I try and put a player in there that I like, that's on that list, and I normally get him. So that's just I don't know if it's just coincidence or not, it does well. But that bodes well, doesn't it? 17 points for Tier 1. Horvath still to play with 318. I need Pacarada to hit 100 here. Could be good, this. I'm doing this all off cuff today, and I just want to have a look at the Bundesliga to see who could be coming down then. And maybe go through a couple of their players at least, better at the bottom, see who's good or not. So Hertha Berlin, I'm not sure they've got anyone that's really decent. I mean, Richter stands out, doesn't he? Richter's okay. Looks to be topping everything there. I don't know. I don't know if I'd risk money on him or not. But Hertha Berlin, not the best side there. Obviously not the best at the bottom of the league. But Bochum, let's have a look at the roster for Bochum then, because a few players jumped out with these. You know, going into the division down, they'll either get sold on or they'll stay and hopefully be good. So Kevin Stoger I've already mentioned them. But there's also Lascilla, who's 37, can't see him staying around. Forster's not played much, although he got a good score there. They're not great. Philip Hoffman was one that jumped out, one of the forwards, and 30-year-old. He's not going to be starting a career again anywhere else, but for £3, £2.50. Philip Hoffman, good scorer, does okay for them. He might be worth a shout. You know, going the league down, he might get a few more chances and do quite well. Who else is at the bottom then? We've got Stuttgart. So Stuttgart or Hoffenheim, isn't it? Hoffenheim were good today, really good today. But Stuttgart then, let's have a look at the roster. We're going through these players, and the keeper I'm not too sure about. Bonus also, I think he's got to be sold because he's so good, isn't he? Hiroki Ito could be one to look at. Is that 60%? And a 65 for his last 5. He could be good, couldn't he, in that league if he stays? Who else have we got on here? Wagnerman, he was meant to be good a while back then. He's a young lad as well. Could get pushed forward for them in next season's games. Anything else here? Oh, Grassi. Grassi looks okay, doesn't he? Saru Grassi. I don't know if I said that right or not. He's a striker. He's £9. And looking at his scores then, they're okay. They're not bad, are they? Level down again. His scores should improve slightly. Done well in his last 2 games, and in fact the last 3 out of 5 he's done okay. So I want to possibly look at. I think I put him on the list, to be honest. But that's the Germans. And Hoffenheim, the game in hand. And the next one's down, and they've got Oliver Baumann. He's not a bad goalkeeper. Him. Angelino was great. Wasn't he the Man City guy at left back? He was brilliant for them. Played really well for a while. So Angelino, I think it's him. 56 for his average in his last 5 then. John Brooks does okay. There's Ozan Kabak, is he the one at Liverpool at that time? And Dennis Geiger, 55. He's good, isn't he? £2. Not bad to be playing at level down. And Baumgartner as well, and Angelo Stiller. Great player, Angelo Stiller. Anybody else that's down here then? Kramaric, like I say, I can't see Kramaric going down to the second division. He'll move on, won't he? And Dolberg, Dolberg's only 25. He seems to have been around forever. Seems like he's 35. He's like Robert Skov as well, but Jacob Brun Larsen, some good players on that side, so I can't see them going down. Now having a look at France, and I believe there's 4 teams go down in this league this year. So Strasbourg, Auxerre and Nantes could be going down. Now Nantes have got a few good players. I'm not too interested in the others that are down the bottom. I don't really follow French football that much to see if there's anything good there, but Ludovic Blas has got to be one of the best players here, isn't he? Looking on the team, these have it. We've got obviously Lafont in goal, but I think he's moving, isn't he, Lafont? Blas is one that stands out. Moses Simon, I think, is on loan, is he, Moses Simon? Let's have a quick look at him. He's still at Nantes. So Moses Simon, he had a really good season, didn't he, last year? Let's look at his all-time scores, because he was hitting quite high, wasn't he, I think? Yeah, he was hitting these 60s and 70s. Always seemed to score when you looked at the game. There was always a goal from him. So we've got 1 or 2 decent players, Nantes, but nothing that I'm really excited about. Going to Syria, and again we've got like Sampdoria at the bottom, Cremonese, Verona, Spezia. That's some pretty poor side. I mean, Sampdoria used to be a really good team at one time. They haven't really got anyone decent now. Michael Cuisance was meant to be like this wonder kid for years and just never really made it, never done anything right, and just got sick of waiting for him. Manolo Gabbiadini, I think he came to the Premiership for a while, Premier League for a while, but other than that, there's nothing. This is the league that really interests me, and when I started picking up rares and limiteds to play in the second division, I was targeting this league, and Darmstadt we know are probably going up, Heidenheim are going to go up, we think. I mean, how many games do they play here? 34 games, so 4 games left, they're pretty much up, aren't they? And Hamburg, I think, going to a playoff, or the third place team goes into a playoff, so it's likely to be Hamburg, which is why I targeted Paderborn and St. Pauli, because they're probably going to stay down in this league. I also like a couple of players at Kaiserslautern, and also they are getting one of my favourite players, Lars Stindl, from when I was playing in Football Index. I used to love Lars Stindl. Always scored, undervalued, everything, great player. Great at Firth have got some good players as well. And you look at these teams down here, like Bielefeld, Regensburg, or you want to say, and Sandhausen, who are all probably going to go down. It's Kaiserslautern, isn't it, where Stindl's going to. They look quite good today. They've got some good players in there. When you look at their team all round, Marcel Frank I quite like. Vanacek, I've got Vanacek on my list ready to go. He only got 41 today. Kaufman got a 60, but that means a goal. Didn't really do anything else. But he normally gets a goal. Kaufman's always getting goals. And if you look at his his overall, for what he does, he's got 60 there, but looking at his scores, he seems to hit a lot of goals then. Yeah, look at this: assists, goals, penalties. So always in the greens. Just once without the greens in the last 10, 15 games. So Kaufman a really good buy, and it looks like he's going to be staying around next season. And if Stindl comes as well and starts giving him the ball, there'll be a lot of goals there, I think. We look at Paderborn, and a few players I mentioned then. Muslesia. Now, when you look at his scores, this guy's something else. His scores aren't as good as what he plays, because he does so much work off the ball. And you'll see here, a lot of greens, and he's in the 90s, look. 60s, 70s, 90s, 80s. He does really well. He does get a lot of goal involvement. As you can see there, he's really on form at the moment. Banging the form, so you might want to maybe sell on, because he's in such good form, and then buy back again when he has a few bad games. But that's Muslesia. We've also got in here then is, I quite like this Huyo as well, whatever he's called. But Schallenberg's one of my favourites. When I mentioned Schallenberg, everyone in my groups will say, who the hell's Schallenberg? Well, he's a decent player. If you do your scouting, he's really good. Look at his all-time scores again then. You can see here, he hasn't had, he's had one orangey red down there, but the rest of the scores are all sort of yellow and greens. He's going to hit 100 a few more times, and playing centre midfield, but he's dropping a little bit deeper at the moment. I don't know why that is, so his scores haven't been as effective. But a really good player, really like him, he's got a good base score. And then we have St. Pauli, who are probably my favourite team at the moment, down in Bundesliga 2. We've got Soraredata, who I've got just recently. Pacarada, as I mentioned, is possibly going. Smith plays really well. And again, he's underrated. If you look at Smith, Eric Smith, I believe it is. Yeah, I mean, he's on 36 for his last 5, but he has been injured. £1.50. But looking at his scores again, he's not bad. 40s and 50s, but a few 70s and 80s in there as well. Not been getting in the team recently, so something's got to change there for him to get back into that side. Decent player. We've also got down there, let's just have a look at this as we go along here. Let's go to the wrong page now. So yeah, Saliakos and Pacarada count as defenders, but they are actually wing backs and they get forward a hell of a lot. Jackson Irvine, another good player in that middle, who I've also just picked up as well. I'm sure there's one more. Medic plays quite a lot as well, gets some decent scores. No big strikers for these. They haven't really got anyone that's going to bang the goals in my front and centre. Then we come to the Premier League as well. We've got the likes of Southampton, look like they're going down, don't they? I think they're down. Some great players at Southampton. It's a shame to see them go down. Billy Kotchap will probably be sold on. I can't see him staying. Ward Prowse has got to go. I can't see him staying either. There's some good players there. There's some crap as well, though, which is why they're going down. But when you look at the roster, and you see some of these players that they've got. Bazunu, is he on loan, I think, Bazunu? But Bella Kotchap will probably go. Gilletta Carr, I think this is a really good player, 61. Was playing in Belgium when I first came across him. Seems to be a really good player. Still doing well. Much more on there that I know of. Obviously, the Southampton fans will say differently. James Ward-Prowse, he's got to go on it. Especially if you want to keep this England career going. Lavia will probably go. We're also then looking up front. They've got like Che Adams. I don't really like Che Adams. Don't know enough about Solomano. I mean, Onuachu, he's still in Belgium. Should do well in the Championship, I think. I don't know Armstrong, will he stay or not? And we've got Orsic, of course, who, when he was playing, he was in the top club, wasn't he, in the past. I'm looking at his scores then. Let's just see where he was, because if you look at his all-round scores, you'll see that all the greens that he was getting. But he was at the top club, wasn't he? Over in a lower division, of course. Playing for Dinamo Zagreb, he won nearly everything, so that's why he was scoring all the goals. He really had a chance at Southampton since he came in. You know, got back from looks like he was in the World Cup and then hasn't played. 6 minutes, is that all he's had? 6 minutes for them. Wow. No wonder he hasn't had a chance. So 6 minutes, and that's it, but he will be a great player, I think, in the Championship. Now, who else was there then? So let's have a look down here a second. As I say, I'm just going off cuff with this. Everton. Let's look at the Everton players and that could make it. Just want to check on this score, by the way. What's Pacarada on at the moment, whilst we're checking? 75. I need to refresh that just in case. I couldn't for a good score here, but if you can see a goal or something, I'm in trouble. Where's he gone? Be at the bottom there. So how long have they played now? I've got to keep checking on this. 51 minutes, so if it's 1-0, you go up another 10 points, won't it? The defender will go up to 80. We can't see Darmstadt not scoring in that game. But anyway, Everton, Tarkowski, Pickford's got to go, hasn't he? He'll move on, I would think. Tarkowski, Keane, Cody, McNeil. McNeil would be a really good player. Calvert-Lewin, I can't see staying around. If he hits form, then he's going to bang a load of goals in that league. I can't see it. What's in Forest? I don't know if I'd pick anyone up from Forest, to be honest. Some good players, but not really brilliant, are they? Navas on loan. Can't see Forest doing much there. What about Leeds? Leeds have got some great players, haven't they? And if you can imagine like just Sinistera, down in that league, would you say that the Championship's better than the Dutch league? I'm not too sure. But looking at his scores from the Dutch league, he was brilliant, wasn't he? He's just had all the shit just after that since going to Leeds. Overall, look at these that he was hitting the hundreds and that. Really good, tricky winger, quite quick, cuts inside, but not really done it for Leeds at all. So I picked one up. I picked a Sinistera up just because I wanted to. I thought he'll be okay there. Winston McKennie could be good. Harrison could be good. Bamford could be a big scorer, but I've also got a Rodrigo. Picked a Rodrigo up. I think some of them might do well. So some really good players that could be going down into the Championship. Leicester, I think West Ham are safe. But Leicester, the likes of Face, he's looked really good, hasn't he, since coming in? Can make a mistake though. Tielemans free transfer, so he'll be gone. Maddison, I can't see again. Can't see him staying here. Vardy will probably stay, and Barnes might stay as well. Patson Daka may stay. So again, some really good players to be looking at here. Ones to think about. Now I just want to go and have a look at this St. Pauli game because I want Pacarada now to hit this 100. 54 minutes gone. It's 1-0. I might have to have a look at that. So I'll go and see what happens in that and get back to, because at the moment we're up for a decent score here at the moment now. We're up in 13 still, but we need a big score there, don't we? But that's my squad. That's what I've been looking at and what I'm looking to do. And I broke them down into squads as well, just 2 squads. So I've got my reds and my yellows basically. You'll see my red cards then. Just a little bit of choice to pick from. Horvath's my keeper. Whelan's just not really anything, he's just a backup as nothing really. Just if I need to enter a team, Horvath's not playing, so I chuck Whelan and then hope that the 4 get capped. You know, I entered cap 240 and hope that the 4 players pull it off. But Kemp just started to play again. Clement, I think, will be back playing again very soon. Both great players. I want to add a few more players to this as well. This will be a really good squad for my rares. And then if we look at the yellow teams that we've got, the limited, we've got 2 Colters, as I explained before. Jesus, Areso is quite good. He got 6 in his last game. He was playing again soon, I believe. Petkoff has just started to play. Montero started to play. Samari's doing well. Young Laddie's doing really well. Kinsombi's gone off the boil a bit, and then the rest are all just like players I've picked up today. For when they go into this second division challenge next season. They're all for next season this lot early. There's a few more coming as well. If I look at my bids, I think they're quite close to finishing now. So I've got Tarkowski, I may have missed out on, but the likes of Orsic at £5.85 and Jamie Vardy at £6. So did I miss out on Tarkowski? £3.60 he went for. Damn. I missed out on that, but I'm still watching this. But James Tarkowski is playing really well at the moment in the Premier League. But when he moves into the Championship, he could be even better. So I missed out on £3.20 for that, so I might go and put a bid in here. I might just buy him. I don't know. What do you think? Do you just buy him? For the price it is, have I got enough money left in there? Yes, I have, so let's just buy him. £4.20. It'd be worth, I think, like £10, maybe even a bit more than that if they go down. Yeah, I'm going to buy him, but I might just put an offer in instead, I think. I'll put an offer in. But anyway, that's it. We have finished at the moment. If you like the video, press like, subscribe if you can. We are going to start hitting a few more videos now, leading up to the start of the new season, so I can actually get the new camera, the new microphone, put myself on the camera so you can see me. And I'll start putting a bit of video out into it in a few, when I'm actually looking at players and trying to, trying to scout the players. I'll have a bit more information on them, a few videos of them scoring goals, playing well, and we'll go through it a bit more like that. So thank you for watching. Hope you come back soon, and remember you can always get hold of me on Twitter or on Discord, or you can follow me on this. It's up to you. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.